In this lesson video, we will learn about various techniques for selective printing. If we work with large worksheets, sometimes we want to print only part of the available data, maybe only certain columns, or certain rows, or certain cells, for example. To perform selective printing in Excel, you can do this using one of these four methods. First, using the print area feature. Second, by using cell selection. And third is by hiding the columns or rows. And last is by using the page break view feature. Let's discuss all of these methods one by one. The first method is the print area. Let's say that now we want to print only column A to column D, and from row 1 to row 11 only. For this, we can first select all of the cells, then open the page layout menu, select print area, and click on the Set Print Area button. If you click on another cell and pay attention to this area, you will notice that Excel uses a thin line to mark the print area. Yes, it is very subtle. If you want to see it more clearly, you can open the View menu and deactivate the Grid Lines option. Now we can clearly see the print area line. In this condition, if we perform printing, we can press Ctrl P to open the print preview screen. We can see that Excel, by default, will only print the cells inside the print area and ignore the other cells. Now, what if we want to print all the cells in the worksheet again? For that, you can open this drop-down list, then activate the toggle button Ignore Print Area. With this option, Excel now will print all cells in the worksheet. But you need to remember that this option does not actually remove the print area. The print area is still there, it's just not being used. To completely clear the print area, you can reopen the Page Layout menu, select the submenu Print Area, and select Clear Print Area. This will clean all print area settings that are on the worksheet. With the print area feature, you can also create random areas to print. So basically, the area doesn't have to be a single rectangle. For example, we can select these cells, then use the command Set Print Area just like before. Then you can select other cells, for example this area. Now, to add the new area, be careful not to use the command Set Print Area again. Because if you use this, the existing print area will be replaced with this new cell area. What you want to click is the Add to Print Area button. We can see that now we have two rectangles as the print area. If we select these cells, for example, then click the Add to Print Area again. Now we have three print areas. In this condition, if we open the print preview screen, we can see Excel positions each of the print areas on a separate page. So that is the first method of selective printing using the print area. For now, let me clear everything first so that it doesn't conflict with the next method. The second method of selective printing is to use cell selection. Basically, the way it works is similar to the first method. The difference is that we only rely on cell selection. For example, let's select these cells, then press Ctrl P. To make Excel print only the cell selection area, you must click on this drop-down list, then select Print Selection. We can see in a print preview, only the cells we selected earlier appear here. Now, you may be wondering, can we randomly select several areas just like the print area feature? The answer is yes, you can, by using the Control key. For example, we already have a selection here. To create an additional selection, we can hold Ctrl and click drag on this area, for example. Then this area too. Now, if we press Ctrl P, we have three pages that contain each of the cell selection rectangles that are currently active in the worksheet. At this point, you may be wondering again, so why do we need the print area feature then, if we can just use the cell selection to determine the print area? The answer is because the print area is more permanent, and the selection is only temporary. Just an example, if you make a selection, then accidentally click on a cell, the entire cell selection is gone. And cell selection isn't something that you can undo, so you cannot just press Ctrl Z to bring it back. Furthermore, you can save the print area to a file, so that you can access it again later. To prove it, we can select these cells, then set this to print area. Now, I will save this file with the name 001 for example. If I close this file and then reopen it again, at first glance, it seems that the print area has gone. Actually, it is still there, but hidden. To bring it back, you need to press Ctrl P. We can see in this print preview that the print area is still working. And if we press the back button, the lines that mark the print area are visible again. For now, I am clearing the print area again. The next method is to hide the columns or rows that we don't want to print. For example, we want to print only columns A, B, H, and I. We can select all the columns that we want to hide, that is column G to column C. Right-click, then select Hide. The columns that we hide in the worksheet will also be hidden when we print the document. So, if we press Ctrl P, we can see in this print preview there are only 4 columns currently visible and can be printed on paper. To hide the rows from printing, the concept is basically the same. So I am sure, inshallah, you can try it yourself. For now, I'm going to close this file and then reopen it again. The last technique for doing selective printing is to drag the lines in a page break preview. But before that, let's first discuss the view modes. In a default condition, if we press Ctrl P to open the print preview, we can see that for this file, on page 1, Excel will only print columns A to F. For columns G, H, and I, all will appear on page 4. Now, if you return to the worksheet view, notice that below there are 3 buttons. These are the view modes buttons. The first is the normal view mode, which is the standard mode we have been using. Then the second is the page layout mode. For now, we have to skip this view mode because later we will use this mode a lot when discussing headers and footers. But at a glance, you can see that in this view mode, the worksheet is automatically separated based on the printing output. So this is page 1. Then if we scroll down, you will see page 2. Then at the bottom, we have page 3. And for page 4, it is located at the top on the right side of page 1. Essentially, it is similar to the page separation that we see on a print preview screen. The last view mode, which is our focus now, is the page break preview mode. This mode is similar to the previous mode, in that we can see the worksheet divided by the printing area. You can even see these big transparent labels, page 1, page 4, and so on, indicates on which page the area will be printed. But what makes this view mode unique are these blue lines. You can use these lines to visually adjust the printing areas. For example, if you only want to print columns A to D, you can drag the mouse cursor over this thick blue line until you see the right-left arrow cursor. Then drag it to the border of column D. Once you are done, you can press Ctrl P. We can see that the print preview here automatically updated following the changes we've made in a page break view mode. Apart from cropping the print area, we can also perform automatic scaling in a page break view mode. As an example, if we go back, then let's press Ctrl Z first to return the print area to its previous condition. Now, pay attention to this dotted line. This is the page 1 boundary. If you drag it to the right until all columns are inside it, now this entire area is page 1. How is that possible? Well, what is really happening here is Excel sets its scaling values automatically based on the page area we define here. So, if we press Ctrl P, now we can see that all the columns fit on one page. And this scaling parameter, it says Custom Scaling. If you click the Page Setup button, we can see that the scaling value is at 73%. This is not a number that we typed in manually, but it is automatically calculated by Excel based on a page area that we set earlier in a page break view.